And we are live. I'd love to know your comments. Firstly, can you hear me loud and clear? Because quite often we get a lot of complaint in terms of our audio. So let me know if you can hear me clearly. But like me, if you're also feeling a bit sleepy, I don't blame you, simply because it's not been a great day. If you're a cricket fan, it's a great day for an Indian cricket fan because they've won a series 3-0. So that is outstanding. Having said that, the way West Indies have been batting, that doesn't augur well for cricket. Many people might say that, listen, this is a weak West Indian team, but it's still a major achievement. Major achievement for the Indian team. I say that because it's the first time ever that India has beaten West Indies 3-0. First time ever that India has beaten West Indies 3-0 in an ODI series. So that itself tells you it's a big achievement. But yeah, if like me you're trying to stop your yawns, which I was getting a lot, then I don't blame you. If I can think of one word to describe this West Indian performance, that is insipid. If you have a better word, do mention it on the comment. Let me quickly take some comments before I get into the nitty-gritties of the game. ABC is joining us from Nepal. Anurag, hi, how are you? Always one of our regular watches us from there. Vk18 says, Vk, I remember your name and it's not Virat Kohli. I know that as well. Congratulations to you too on the series win. Akhilesh, India has won. Absolutely. It's a great achievement. I say great. Many will say that, oh, it is a very weak West Indian side. Good evening, Ahmed, for joining us. Akhilesh, I've taken your name already. And for everyone who's joining us, somebody asked me, where is Rahul Rawat? Well, he had some function to attend, so he's off for the day. We're also prepping up for the big IPL auction coming up tomorrow. Amit Tiwari, you've read my book. Thanks, Amit. Thanks so much for reading my book. It's on the 1983 World Cup. For those of you who haven't, you can go pick up. Amit, do mention, did you like the book or not? Am I an MBA? No, I'm not an MBA. I've done my master's in journalism and not in management. Big boy, today match seemed like more like a test match considering mode of dismissal and batting. Good point, big boy, and I think we should spend some time talking about that. Many will say, oh, it's a boring series, and I know because we've gotten so used to watching high-scoring games, high-scoring encounters, that sometimes we think that, the batting is very poor. Listen, the batting wasn't poor. Even if you take a look at the Indian team, to defend 237 last time around, and even now when we were talking about 300 plus, 265 is what the Indian team managed. So what that tells you, that this was a 260 to 70 type of a pitch. It was a pitch that was helping fast bowlers. Just the fact that Prasidh Krishna, who's been the story of this match, outstanding in his performance, goes on to tell you that the pitch was helping the bowlers, especially the fast bowlers. Today, who are your best bowlers? 3 wickets for Siraj, 3 wickets for Prasidh Krishna. Tells you conditions weren't easy for batsmen. Even then, the performance that the West Indian batsmen have given is not convincing. And I'm surprised. Because the IPL auctions are coming in, and I thought that if you don't have enough motivation to be performing at the best, which they should anyway because they're playing for their country, but even if that is not the case, IPL auctions around, we've tend to see this in the past as well, that West Indian players do rather well when the IPL auction is around. All of them have disappointed. The ones that have disappointed me the most, Shreyas, Nicholas Puran, the ones that have really disappointed because you thought that they will get you a lot of runs. The impressive ones have been Jason Holder, got runs in the first game, has been good with the ball. Odeon Smith, I think he's going to go in for some decent amount of money in the IPL auction, can really tonk the ball when he comes lower down the order, has played 2 ODIs in this particular series, is looking really, really dangerous. And Alzari Joseph, in 2 matches out of the 3, he dismissed India's top 2 batsmen in Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli in 1 over. Imagine that sort of a record. He's played earlier as well for Mumbai Indians, Alzari Joseph. This time again is looking very, very good. So he is going to be one bowler that a lot of teams would be bidding for, I think. So Alzari Joseph, Jason Holder are the 2 standout, and Odeon Smith. I think these 3 West Indian players have done well for themselves looking ahead to the IPL auction. I can't say the same for the rest of the West Indian team, which has been really, really disappointing. Okay, now let's. So many drop catches. Yes, I wonder whether there was a little bit of dew today, and maybe that led to some dropping of catches. But I don't think this is something that the Indian team will lose sleep over, because at the end you've won the game. But you saw the captain wasn't happy. Rohit Sharma's reaction tells you that he wants his team to step up in their fielding, and today we saw a few drop catches as well. Match should have finished a long time ago, but this is what happens in cricket. You get a good phase, but then the batting team also makes a comeback. So that is going to be happening. I'm getting a lot of questions on the IPL auction. I'll try and answer those questions. Vivek Sharma, most expensive player in the IPL auction. Very, very tough to say. But I don't know. I have a feeling it will be Ishan Kishan. He could be that guy. Why did Sundar come so late? I think just looking at the option, because the conditions were really helping fast bowlers, I think Rohit wanted to employ the fast bowlers. Again, a lot of praise for Rohit Sharma, the captain, and this is what you love about him. The aggressive captaincy that he shows. Today had 3 slips to begin with, even though West Indies started a bit aggressively, were hitting a few shots, yet kept 3 slips. So you know he's an aggressive captain, and even when there was a partnership brewing towards the end of the game, many captains would have spread the field, just waited for a big long hop and a catch, and then gone on from there. No, he still kept 2 slips. So I love Rohit Sharma, the aggressive captain. Why is ODI not batting up the order? That's a bit of a surprise to me as well. I think maybe because they don't expect too many runs from him, they just expect him to tonk the ball, and maybe that's why. But I think, yeah, wouldn't be a bad option if they were to push him a bit higher up the order. Too many questions I've got, huh? Trying to take a few of them. If I missed your question, do send it again. What's your take on Sreesanth in the IPL auction? Abhishek, I'll take your question on Virat Kohli. He wants to know what's your take on Sreesanth. I am a bit doubtful that he will go sold in the auction. A bit doubtful for 2 reasons. One, I think age is not on his side. 2, he hasn't done anything really noteworthy recently in domestic cricket for teams to be going for him. And third, while the court gave him a clean chit, I agree, but sometimes these IPL teams, because remember, IPL teams are not national teams or state teams, they are corporate teams, and corporates are very, very careful about their image, their brand image. And will they be risking to take a player who did, or who's embroiled in a major controversy, even though, as I said, he's got a clean chit now? I am doubtful of that. So these factors put together, I think it may not be possible for Sreesanth to get a bid. What time is the auction? Sarthik is asking. The auction started 12. Our coverage on Sports Today is going to start at 11:30 a.m. and we are going to be live throughout the IPL auctions. We'll have 3-4, me, Rahul, a few of other team members who will join us, and we'll be live with you throughout. Remember, the first 1 hour is going to be very, very crucial. All the marquee players are going to be coming there, so don't forget to tune in at 11:30. We build up half an hour going into the auction. 12 it starts, and then from 12 to 1, 2 till the lunch break, it's going to be very, very hectic. So don't go anywhere. Do tune in to Sports Today on auction day. Sarthak, I've answered your question. Akhilesh has a question. Why is India failing in taking wickets of tail-enders? Akhilesh, valid point, and I think this has been going on for the Test series also. It takes my mind to the South African Test series as well, and that was a concern. There are few reasons for it. I think one, maybe there's a bit of complacency that sets in, and you think, oh, you're almost close to the finish line, and so the intensity drops a bit. And this, I've heard a lot of sports people, especially in tennis, they employ these mental coaches who actually teach a player of how to ensure that you don't get carried or you don't go ahead of yourself, that you don't allow that mental lethargy to come in or complacency to come in, and they work on the player for that, and that's very, very important. I wonder whether that is something that the Indian team can look at. It tends to happen in sport. You put your guard down a bit, you relax a bit, and then things don't really work. So that could be one reason. Number two, I have seen that the quality of tail-enders have also improved across team. Look at West Indies, look at the South African team as well. So the quality is also better. So I think these are two factors that go into why India have not been able to get the tail-enders. Thirdly, you are missing a bowler who could run through the tail-enders. Anil Kumble comes to my mind. He did it so well. You just had to give him the ball and do it. Maybe you need a specialist on that front as well. So these are, I think, 3 or 4 reasons that I can think why India has not been getting tail-enders. Why KL Rahul is being removed from the T20 series, Vivek? Well, just to give you an update, he's not been removed. He had a niggle while fielding in the second ODI versus West Indies, and that was a hamstring niggle that he got on his left hamstring, after which he did not play the third ODI, and now they think he needs some time to return, so he's going to miss out the T20I series versus West Indies. But you're hoping that he comes in the T20I series versus Sri Lanka that will follow. Remember, Sri Lanka were scheduled to play test matches first, then T20I, but now it's turned around. You'll have the T20Is first, then the test series. So hopefully KL Rahul will be back for that. Somebody asked me who's going to be the vice captain now in the T20I series now that KL Rahul is not around. I think they will not name a vice captain. I don't think naming a vice captain is essential. You know your long-term vice captain is KL Rahul now that they have decided in both the formats, ODI, T20I. What we're getting to here, he might also be your vice captain in Test cricket. So I don't think they will name a vice captain. And so, Rohit Sharma continues as the captain, and de facto vice captain is Rishabh anyway. He keeps giving all the suggestions from behind the stump. Today was also very, very interesting. He was telling Washington Sundar, come on Washi, bowl with some intensity, things like that. So he's a non-stop chatterbox behind the stump, de facto vice captain, as I said. And otherwise also Rohit has plenty of senior players to go to. So he's got Rohit Sharma there. Rohit has Virat Kohli to go to, and Surya Kumar Yadav, who are pretty senior players that can always help out in terms of decision making. Big boy, who bowled better, Kuldeep or Chahal? Kuldeep bowled well today, but I think he was a bit expensive. He got those 2 wickets, but I think he was a bit expensive. Chahal was the better bowler, no doubt. I'd have to say clearly, Chahal looked like the better bowler in the 2 games that he played, had good control, and his ball was gripping, the turn, picking up wicket by the dozen. That has also increased his IPL auction price, don't forget. So I think between Kuldeep and Yuzi Chahal look good. But remember, Kuldeep is also coming back after a long time in white ball cricket, right? He was also injured. So with all thing in mind, I think it's heartening to see how Kuldeep bowled today. He got tonked for a few sixes. Pooran hit him and then Odean Smith hit him. But other than that, picked up wicket. And I think as a spin bowler, you like when the batsman is attacking you. So in that sense, again, a positive that Kuldeep played. And remember, Rohit Sharma had said that they'll ease him into it. They won't suddenly play him all the games, ease him into the white ball format. Remember, he's not part of the T20I squad, so doesn't play those games, but at least got a 1 day to play. Anand Tiwari, why can't we produce a fast bowling all-rounder who bowls over 140? Well, I think one of the biggest positives is Deepak Chahar. He is turning out to be an all-rounder. I kept looking at him as a bowler who could just bat a bit, but now looking like a guy who you can look at as an all-rounder, and between him and Shardul you have plenty of potential to work with. So Deepak Chahar is one of the positives. You don't need to be 140. I don't know why the obsession with pace. If you're bowling in even late 130s as he does and picks you those early wickets like he did today, getting both those openers and giving you a wonderful start, I think Deepak Chahar is your guy. Tushar Aghi has a question. Tushar is a regular watcher. I think he watches us from Amsterdam. In Indian cricket, when things go wrong, it can be a disaster. Virat might not survive this downfall. Thoughts? No, Tushar. I think... okay, let me spend some time on Virat Kohli. How are you saying downfall? Where is the downfall? Anand Tiwari is also asking a question. Is Virat done and dusted? How are you saying that this is his downfall? He's averaging close to 50 in ODI cricket, if I'm not mistaken. His last few scores that I was seeing, other than this duck and this series, which has been really disappointing for him. I think it's in a 3-match series, this is his second lowest in terms of runs that he's got. And before this was the series, I think in 2012 or 13, I'm forgetting. That was against Pakistan. That was a 3-match series where he scored less runs than the runs that he scored in this India versus West Indies. So clearly not his best ODI series. But how are we saying, like Abhishek is asking or Tushar is asking, end of the road? No, I think too early. I think we are being too judgmental when it comes to Virat Kohli. Maybe it's because of the high standards that he set. Maybe we are so used to seeing hundreds come from his bat at a regular interval that every time he is not even getting even if he gets more than 50 but not 100, we consider it as a failure. Yes, somebody pointed out that his average is not good in this series. less than 10, I think, is his average. So that, yes, is, but it's a one-off series. In one-off series, are you going to write off a legend like Virat Kohli, who's been outstanding, probably, arguably, the greatest white ball player that you've got, or at least the making of one of the greatest white ball players that you've got or the game has ever seen? Are you going to judge him by one series? No. We're mixing formats. Also in Test cricket, he got you runs. But I think this whole talk about his 71st century and that not coming, we started looking at it as a failure. It's a question of glass half full or half empty. How do you see it? Do you see it as a glass half full or do you see it as a glass half empty? I see it as a glass half full. I think it's not a disaster as far as where Virat Kohli is here. Like Big Boy is suggesting, who suggests that he should be dropped. No, I think dropping Virat Kohli, we are far away from that. But yeah, he needs to sort out few things. I'd be fair on that. I think what Virat would need to do right now is just the way that he's batting or way he's approaching his game, I think is a change. For that, whether he needs to take some sort of rest and relax ahead of the IPL, maybe he can do that. Maybe it helps to just, it happens in all our profession. You and I work, or if you're studying or whatever we're doing, we do get burnt out if we do something consistently for very long. So it always is advisable, take a break. It can be a short break, sometime rejuvenates you. Stop talking about cricket, just go somewhere far away, come back as natural player that you were. So I think in his case, it's more of a mental thing, and I'm saying this only based on the kind of innings that he's showing. Sometimes he's too careful, goes into a defensive shell, sometimes he's too aggressive, and this was not Virat Kohli. Virat was very, equanimous when it came to his batting, like had a very sensible approach. He played according to the merit of the ball. He wasn't overly aggressive for the heck of it. He wasn't overly defensive. He just played to the merit of the ball. When it got a chance, he would hit boundaries. When it got a chance, he got defensive. That's how Virat Kohli would approach his game. Suddenly, I see that his approach is changing, and that tells me that there is some sort of thought in his mind, whether it's the outside noise, whether it's some sort of pressure, whether it was the off-field controversy, whether it's him leaving captaincy. I don't know. The best person to answer that is Virat Kohli, but clearly he needs to clear those cobwebs that are there in his head and just back the way he used to, and then you can take a call on that. But I think too early to say drop or under scrutiny. Nothing, is far away from that. I think he deserves to be. He's achieved a lot on that sense. Robin Hazara, Nikhil Paji, I told you 3-0. Yes, Robin, you did. Sunny Ji said in post-match that second slip in an ODI for Deepak Chahar shows our captain is going for the kill. Yes, Kuldeep took 2 wickets, but still looked wavered. Yes, but again, on behalf of Kuldeep, I'm just saying he's taking time to get back into the groove, right? And I mentioned about Rohit Sharma's captaincy, the way he employed those slips, even when they were hitting, forget 2 slips, he had 3 slips to begin with. Of course, you have to also see the conditions were helping fast bowlers. It was helping. The ball was swinging when Deepak Chahar was bowling or Siraj was bowling. It was seaming around. And then there was an extra bounce that, we've seen throughout this series. Prasidh Krishna has been able to extract. So it was helping the fast bowler. So that also allowed him, but also shows you the aggressive attitude that Rohit Sharma has as captain. And that is heartening to see. Even when there was a partnership towards the end, he still had 2 slips. That was incredible. So again, no doubt about Rohit Sharma's captaincy. He's always been good. Parminder says, I am a regular viewer of Sports Talk, but since you have started coming live on Sports Today, this has become my favorite channel. Parminder, thank you so much. We're the same family, Sports Talk and Sports Today. And if you have come on Sports Today, I can't thank you enough for that. Our job is just to, have a conversation. What I see this platform as is a group of sports fan or cricket fans that come here after a game and just chat. It's a two-way conversation. You send in an opinion. Sometimes I agree, sometimes I may disagree. Then I have my thoughts. I share it back with you. So it's just a family. It's like everyday game. You sit in a drawing room and chat. And that's what our aim is here at Sports Today, to share insights and, of course, take your opinion as well. Big Boy, I'll take your comment. He says Virat will get his 100th in the test matches. Quite possible. Harry Fantastico, Rishabh should be backed as an opener. He's a free-flowing player. Don't waste him in the middle order. I think that opening slot, Harry, at the moment is chock-a-block. But even though I said it 2 years ago that, they should try Rishabh Pant as an opener. I said it on a different platform. And now that they have gone there that way. But I still think there are too many options for openers. In T20, maybe he works better as an opener. But still you have too many options. What you need is someone who can come down the order on also whack, like Rishabh Pant showed today. So I think that's where you need, let him be in the middle order for the moment. Shrikant Bhandari says no pre-auction show. Shrikant, have you not seen so many pre-auction videos that we've done? We have already put so many pre-auction videos, so that is our pre-auction show. But we also have a pre-auction show live. So auctions start at 12. We'll be live on the show from 11:30 onwards. So we'll be live, we'll do the pre-auction and then do the auction as we go along. Ishan Kishan to open in T20 eyes, and Ishan Kishan is captain of the IPL team. Okay. So why that question is asked? Because you now know KL Rahul is not in T20I. Ishan Kishan can open. Surely he can. Maybe the first choice also. Who knows? He opens. Whether it, and Ruturaj Gaikwad has also been added. I don't know who will go first. I have a feeling Ishan would be that guy. He opens with Rohit Sharma. Okay. So that is done with Ishan Kishan, the opener. You're talking about Ishan Kishan as captain in an IPL team? No, I'm not too confident of that. I think the captain in IPL, Ishan Kishan is not going to be a target. So that's what I think at the moment. That's my opinion for the moment, but really not sure what happens on that front. Who are your current 4, 5, 6 in ODIs? Prachi Yadav is saying, well, Prachi, I am going to have Surya Kumar Yadav, and I'm going to have KL Rahul and Rishabh Pant. 4, 5, 6 for me, done. 4, yeah, that is done. 7th will be the all-rounder, and I think with that Deepak Hooda might miss out, or you play him as at number 7 but have trust that he can bowl 5 overs. That may not happen. Currently I think that could be. Vishal Periwal, thank you so much for your kind comments. Yeah, we'll continue doing this show. Who can be the biggest buy of the auction tomorrow? I've already answered that question. I'm going to wrap up, but quick answers I'm giving you. I think it is going to be Ishan Kishan. I think I'm betting on Ishan Kishan. There are a few other names. There's Shreyas Iyer there. There is Deepak Chahar there. That comes to my mind. Shah Rukh Khan is another guy who comes to my mind. David Warner, Quinton de Kock, Kagiso Rabada, Josh Hazelwood. Plenty of names. These are top buys on top of my head that I can think of. But I have a feeling it will be Ishan Kishan. On that note, I'm signing off. Thanks so much for joining me on this. I've got to get going because we have a big auction day coming on live on Sports Today. Throughout the day starts at 11:30. So don't forget to tune in. See you at 11:30 a.m. Bye-bye for now.